If you guys like this stuff, please uh, like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you want to reach out to me, if you want to talk to me for anything, you can get me at stevemain.com. Brian just so happens to he'll be in a number of our other gyms also doing some other stuff, but right now he's in Carson City at Fitness for 10. So welcome, Brian.
Hey, thanks for having me. And then, yeah, everybody, if you want to get a hold of me, get in touch with me at B Sanchez at ff10gym.com. Then I can respond to you through email. Otherwise, put it in the comments and we'll get everything to you.
Yeah, that's great. So we're going to talk about there's so many different types of protein powders out there. Oh, yeah. I mean, you go to Walmart or Costco or a nutrition store, and there's 50 of them, right? 50 different powders that you can choose from. So let's talk about what someone should take. And I want to start off with what I always say everyone's different, but there's vegan proteins out there, pea proteins. That might be a good choice. I always spike my protein powders, no matter what kind I take. I spike it with leucine. Leucine is one of the branched chain amino acids. It's the dominant branched chain amino acids, and go research this yourself. I'm not the scientist. I'm not the doctor. I'm just some guy that's owns gyms and likes to work out and have been doing it for 50 years. So go research this stuff yourself. Find out why I'm spiking my protein powder with leucine. So you got the pea protein, the vegan protein, casein. You've got whey protein, carnivore protein, the meat, eggs, and chicken protein powders, all these protein powders, and I've tried them all. So, what are your initial thoughts, Brian?
Look, you need protein if you're going to be athletically successful. Um, it doesn't matter how you get it. We know enough, not only in the industry, just in society today, that there's all kinds of sources of protein to fit your lifestyle, but it's how your body repairs itself. It's used with the fibers of your muscles. And so I think it's absolutely important to have plenty of protein in your body. But you got to ask yourself, do you need a protein supplement? Uh, an example would be, I'm well in excess of 200 pounds. And for me to eat 200 to 215 grams of protein a day via fork to mouth, in my mind, is absolutely impossible. So, because of that, because of how I exercise, I know that I need a protein supplement. And I reach for a protein supplement that gives me 30 grams of protein. I have two different versions of it. One has a slight caffeine load for energy and a vitamin load for immunity. That's the morning version. I also have another version for later on in the day that is just purely the protein itself. But the dosage I have is 30-gram doses. I also take in protein via bars that I eat throughout the morning and into the afternoon. So I'm constantly taking this protein in to try to get to at least 200 milligrams or 200 grams of protein for my day. So I am a person who believes I need the supplementation of protein. And Steve, we had a conversation. If you could share this with everybody a while back, I don't know if it was somebody in your family or one of the people you were working with from your church or something. They were talking about how much protein is, like if they ate X number of eggs and X number of meat, they would get this number of protein grams. Just because I don't think people realize just how much food it takes.
Yeah.
Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. It's something that I use a lot. If you ate 8 eggs and a half a pound of lean ground beef, which is higher in protein, if you ate that much food, 8 eggs and a half a pound of lean ground beef, you'd be at about 92 grams of protein. And that's not enough protein, in my opinion, for my grandma. And my grandma's dead. So that's not enough protein. Okay. So that kind of puts it in perspective. You got to know the protein density of foods and what your body accepts. When I take a protein powder, I want it to be all protein. I want every calorie in that protein drink or protein powder to be protein. So that way I'm getting more grams of protein per calorie. It doesn't have carbohydrates in it or anything else, or if it does, it's minimal. So that's how I choose the protein powder for me. I don't want extra calories from other things. I also check, how is it flavored? Because there's some bad sweeteners out there. So you got to look at the ingredients. Just like a package that you're buying something at the store, you got to look at the ingredients. What's in there? And I will say there's only one protein that I wouldn't take and I wouldn't recommend for anyone to take. And that's, you're laughing, you must know what I'm going to say.
I don't know.
It's soy protein powder. Wouldn't take it, wouldn't advise anyone to take it. You go do your research, you guys can find out why. But I wouldn't take that. I think it's garbage. So,
I thought you were going to go in the direction of crickets or something like this.
Oh, yeah. No, bugs are good.
Okay.
You guys can go find the one we did on bugs. Bugs, we got that university, that prestigious university that says bugs are the best. So go watch that one if you guys want to laugh. So my body likes the pea proteins. I'm not vegan, but you got to watch the amino acid profiles because the amino acids can be different. You can get some really good vegan proteins or pea proteins out there. I always spike it with leucine. It's going to make it more like a whey protein, which is much more absorbable. Why? Because of the leucine. And then there's, a bunch of other ones. But first of all, it has to agree with you. Everyone's different. And the casein is going to absorb slower than the whey protein. Whey is very popular. I take a whey isolate. I look for grass-fed organic. Whatever type of protein I'm taking, I'm looking for grass-fed organic protein with natural flavoring, no sugar, and not some of these bad sugar substitutes. I try to stay away from that. And you can find them out there. You got to dig, but you can find protein powders that are healthier than others. And those are some of the things I look for. Grass-fed is important to me. You can get an organic pea protein, an organic vegan protein. Those are out there. There's some good brands out there that I take, and I do take some vegan proteins. I use a vanilla vegan protein, and I make it into pancakes. It's just protein powder with eggs and mix it up and cook it like a pancake. So there's a lot of them out there, but look at the ingredients and know what you want. What other reasons can you think of, Brian, that people would take a protein powder that's just not protein? It's something else in it.
Flavor, maybe.
Yeah, flavor, but they might want some carbs. They might want some fats. I don't want fats and carbs in my protein powder because if I want MCT oil, I don't care if I get the right price on my protein powder. If I want MCT oil, I'll go take a tablespoon of MCT oil. If I, want different types of fats, I will go take that separately. I try to make my protein powder a protein powder, and I can add things to it myself. But some people want other things mixed in there. They want other nutrients.
And that's the way I am. I have mine with other nutrients. I have a vitamin base in mine that just adds to my vitamins. But what I think is important too with proteins too, when you're looking at what you want, again, you've heard us say this 1,000 times about supplements, is read the labels. Doubling up in your protein, I don't think is necessary. In other words, I mean, if you're going to go lift and you're going to try to consume 60 grams and the serving size is 30 grams, I don't know if that's a good idea. I think you stick to what it says. You can take 60 grams, but you take 30 grams, then an hour and a half later, take another 30 grams, then an hour and a half later, take another 30 grams. That's so that it can process into your body. Because even as when you look at your top athletes, they can only process in their bodies a certain amount. And I'm going to say, I'm just going to throw it out there, probably no more than 40 grams is what they can process within an hour time frame. So you want to think about that kind of stuff because you hear people talk about, oh, they're going to buy this protein, take it before you work out and take it right after you work out. I understand the theory behind it, but look at how much is within it. Now, if you're taking it in excess of an hour and a half outside of each other, I think you'll be fine. But don't take 2 and 3 scoops. If you're doing it for calories, well, then buy a product that has calories in it and protein together combined. And I think that's kind of where you might want to look at, is it just protein or is it a protein with some weight gainer to it? Something to that effect. So that's why you want to know what you're taking in.
Yeah, and for me, I want to make sure I get at least 30 grams when I take in protein.
Yeah.
And again, it matters who you are, your age. Are you a diabetic? Well, you probably don't want to be taking a protein powder 3 or 4 times a day. You probably don't want to be eating 3 or 4 times a day if you're diabetic. So everyone's different, and you need to know yourself and learn yourself about what is the best protein, what's the best amount, how do you feel. And that takes time. I've been doing this for 50 years. That would mean I'm doing it since I was 10, and I still don't have me figured out 100%. And guess what? In 6 months, my body's going to be different. Even if I did have it 100% figured out, I'm going to have to figure it out again 6 months from now because I'm going to change. So you got to know our advice, this advice or that advice is not the same for everyone. What are your health issues? What are your goals? And then you go from there. What does your body process the best? Does, my wife, pea protein, her body doesn't like it. It makes her sick. I think that's rare. I think most people can take pea protein. My body's fine with it. But everyone's different.
Well, I think that's important to know. Mine is a whey protein with casein, rapid absorption, slow absorption combined. I like what it does for me, but I bet you a nickel if you're lactose intolerant, you do not want to drink the one I'm drinking.
Right.
It's going to give you.
You can get a whey isolate because my body doesn't like milk. But the whey protein I take, my body takes very effectively because it's grass-fed whey isolate.
Okay.
And that makes a difference. If you're just taking a whey protein and your body doesn't like milk, you got a problem with dairy, you're going to have a problem with most whey proteins.
I agree. That's why it's important to find out for yourself. And one more thing about proteins. Be good to your body. If you are taking higher levels of protein, please make sure you're ingesting all the right fibers all day long so that you can keep your body clean and you don't stop your system up. If you need a supplement, start looking. Again, find a quality fiber supplement if you're taking a lot of protein. If not, just eat a lot of fruits and vegetables and anything with fiber in it.
And you and I are both big protein guys. You can listen to doctors and a lot of YouTubers out there and, oh, you only need this much. No, I weigh 170 pounds and I need to at least get 120 grams of protein. Plus I supplement with amino acids, which means I'm getting an equivalent of much more than 120 grams of protein. So because of my age and my what I do as far as exercise and my activity, I need more protein. And I'm one of those that believes as you get older, you need more protein, not less, you need more. And that's why I give the example of the eggs and the ground beef, because, older people, they say, well, I'll ask them, did you get your protein in today? Yeah, I had an egg and some peanut butter. Okay. You're not even close.
Yeah, that's cute.
Yeah. Good try. Yeah, 8 eggs, 8 times 6, that's what? 48. I can still remember the multiplication table.
Yeah, you're
So,
quick as a cat.
yeah, aren't I? It's all the protein. So those are our thoughts on protein powders. You got to do your own research. You got to know your body. You got to try them and see what your body likes. And I'm one of those guys that's weighing myself all the time. I check my glucose probably 5 times a day on multiple different monitors, my ketones. I'm checking my blood pressure and all that stuff because I'm monitoring. What am I doing? I'm trying to see how different foods and different activities, I'm trying to see what those things do to my body. And so I measure every way with skin calipers and so on. And that's just me. So anything you want to add?
Nothing wrong to that. Now, I'm not as creative in mind as you are when it comes to studying what things are doing for me. But like you, I take my proteins. I consume a lot of protein, but I also take amino acids every day. And I'm also a creatine user. So these are things that all kind of blend and work well together for me. And I think you kind of have to find your path with that.
Yeah, great topic. Hey, I want to have you back and maybe talk about amino acids. So, Brian, thanks for being with us.
Good seeing you. Take care, everybody.